All right, so today is Wednesday, the 18th of June, 2025, and we're having our morning analysis session. Morning, Madam Monaji, morning, Raymond, morning, Grace, morning, who else? Mr. Akman, good morning. Gabriel, Mrs. Omotosho, good morning. All right, so today we want to look at the outlook for the day from a fundamental angle, and we check the technical perspective also. Now, on the fundamental, just some minutes ago this morning, there was a news release. Good morning, Mr. Biodun. There was a news release from the United Kingdom, that's the CPI, Consumer Price Index. Now, generally, CPI is a major economic indicator and it has potential of moving the market. So there was CPI at 7 a.m. this morning, just exactly 17 minutes ago, and the data came out good for the pound. Now, because the data came out good for the pound, then it means that fundamentally we'll be having a bullish outlook on the pound for today. But then we'll also check the technicals to confirm if there's any instrument, any GDP instrument that has a combination of both the. Now, since we're bullish fundamentally, we'd like to check on the technical aspect if there is any GDP pair that is also strong fundamentally. I mean, technically, pardon me, so that we can look towards trading such an instrument. And that's the only event we have for this morning session. The next event we have today fundamentally is unemployment claims, and that will come up by 1:30 p.m. We have the Bank of Canada Governor Martin making a speech by 15 p.m. Then the biggest event today is coming up by 7 p.m., and that's the FOMC federal funds rate, FOMC economic projections, FOMC statement, and the FOMC press conference. Now, FOMC is Federal Open Market Committee. It's a committee within the Fed. The Fed, US, they don't call their central bank, they call it the Fed, the Federal Reserve, the Fed for short. So FOMC is a committee within the Federal Reserve that determines interest rate decision, whether there's going to be an interest rate hike or an interest rate cut. So the speech is going to be coming up by 7 p.m. later today, and it's from the United States. So it's expected to impact a lot upon the dollar. So I would advise you trade the dollar with a lot of caution today, because usually on FOMC day, sometimes the dollar might just, be slow in movements for even range the better part of the day. So trade the major currency pairs with a lot of caution. But then I'll still do more analysis on that in the afternoon. I wouldn't want to duplicate that. So let's just go straight to the chart. We'll just concern ourselves with what we're seeing in the morning. I might just touch a little on some of the expectations on the FOMC later today. So we'll go over now. I will go to the charts. And on the chart, I have a very good setup that I discovered this morning on the GBP card. I said fundamentally we're bullish on the pound, and on the technical angle, this is GBP card on the 1 hour time frame. But before we check on that, let's check. There's a proper top-down analysis from the weekly down to the 1 hour. Okay, weekly not too clear, so we go to the daily. This is a daily time frame for GBP card. Now, on the daily time frame, I can clearly see a support, a clear-cut support. Now, you may wonder why I'm saying support when this particular candle is projecting below the support zone. That long candle there is more like a kind of a fake out. You can see anytime anything is not clear on your chart, in as much as we really don't use a line chart, the line chart can give us clarity as to the proper state, the accurate state of the candles. So you can see that that fake out is not projecting downwards on the line chart. So it's still around the support zone. So we're still very good. All right. So I go back to the bar chart. So we have a clear-cut support zone on the daily time frame. So let me move it as in line with what I saw or what we saw on the line chart. So the support zone actually should be coming up right here, so that it's touching the recent low on the daily time frame for the GBP card. And this is the current region where the price is at. So that's it. We have a perfect support, and also we have price bouncing off this trend line. We have the first touch, the higher low higher low. But the third higher low now is a confluence. What do you mean by confluence? The confluence is when we have multiple reasons why an instrument should either go bullish or bearish. Now, at this point, we have an uptrend. Then a support also means we have an uptrend. So everything is pointing towards the bullish direction, especially at this particular spot here. So technically, we are holding a bullish outlook on GBP card on the daily time frame. So we flip down to a lower time frame like 4 hour. It's still nothing much from what we've seen earlier. We'll flip it down to 1 hour, and this is where it gets a lot more interesting, because on the 1 hour time frame, I can clearly see the formation of an inverse head and shoulder pattern. And that, I tell you, is an indication that you should expect a bullish movement on the GBP card. Now, this information, coupled with the fact that the data from the CPI earlier on this morning from good for the pound. Now, that data was released 7 a.m. It's still the same candle. We are still exactly on 7. I mean, on the 1 hour candle. So it's still this data from the CPI that has pushed price up to this level. So that means that both technically and fundamentally, we hold a bullish outlook on the GBP card today. We are bullish on the GBP card. So if I do trade this particular instrument, what profit taking level are we looking at? Now the question is, should we enter now? If you want to, you can, but I want to wait till 7:30, let a new candle form. Except you can see it's just quiet. We're talking about for like 3 minutes. It's just been on the same spot. I can just wait till 7:30, let a new 30-minute candle open, then I can trigger a buy, except if I see it really, really moving, then I will just enter straight, because the news has been released in the last 3 minutes. If it's exactly when the news was released, yes, but it seems to be cooler than it. So that doesn't mean it's going to go up later. It definitely will. More so when it's forming an inverse head and shoulder. So we have multiple reasons why to look for a bullish breakout on this instrument. One, we have a resistance on the daily time frame. Two, we have the trend line on the daily time frame. That's the second one. Thirdly, we have an inverse head and shoulder on the 1 hour time frame. So this is a high probability trade setup, a high probability trade setup. So we're going to take the buy just some minutes from now. Once it's exactly 7:30, then we'll just trigger a buy. And we'll be looking at the profit projection. Price might push up to first level at Fibonacci 38.2 and second level at Fibonacci 50. Let's see how many pips we can look at taking the current price level to Fibonacci 38.2 is about 21 pips. Fibonacci 50 will be about 48. Let's just say 50 pips, and the Fibonacci 7.8. And you guys moving about 79, 80 pips thereabout. So these are the 3 levels, but I think I'll just go with the Fibonacci 50. We'll just take on trade and target Fibonacci 50. That should just suffice. That will be around 50. So we're bullish on the GBP card for today. All right, I'll come back to that in the next 5 minutes. I'll give you the ministry. I've already given you can just, like I said, you want to go to 7 do that. So, okay. All right, so that's it on the GBP card. Now, and that's my main signal for today, not just analysis, now it's an analysis that will go into the signal. Now, aside that, I'm still looking at the Euro JPY. The Euro holds a bearish outlook on the Euro JPY. Why are we bearish on the Euro JPY? You can see on the weekly time frame, we have a support turn resistance on the weekly time frame. So technically, we're looking at a possible bearish movement on the Euro JPY, possibly the course of today or still this week, as the case may be. This is on the 4-hour time frame. So price hit that resistance. I was saying yesterday that price, if we were to experience a sell, price must break out below that support, that resistance zone. It has broken out, but it's still trading within this rising wedge pattern. So hopefully, maybe in the course of today, if there's enough movement in the market, price might break out downwards below this trend lines that gave us the rising wedge pattern, and we may experience a bearish movement on the Euro JPY. What I'm saying is this: we're expecting price to break out downwards into sell. That's it. That currently RSI is clearly below 50 and is below zero. So that's just what we take for. Now, two things will also happen. We may have a clear cut breakout downwards, or price may first go and retest this resistance before it drops. However it goes, what is most important is that we're expecting a breakout downwards. So we're still bullish on, sorry, we're bearish, pardon me, we're bearish on the Euro JPY. It's still an evolving setup, which we are putting our attention on. All right, so those are the two major setups that are intraday that I'm looking at. Now, I'm having a long-term outlook on both GBP USD and Euro USD. So this will be largely influenced by the FOMC that comes up later today. But then we'll be getting ready for some big move on the GBP USD and the Euro USD. Like I said, it still depends largely on the outcome of the FOMC. Now, please take note, this is still an analysis phase. This one I'm talking about now is not a signal. We're analyzing and getting ready for the next move on this particular instrument. Now, for the GBP USD price hit a resistance zone earlier. This is a resistance zone, and price hit it recently, and that's on the weekly. On the daily time frame, we can see that price formed after price hit that resistance zone. It formed a kind of a triple top. There's a triple top pattern. It looks like a head and shoulder, but it's actually a triple top pattern, and the price has broken out. Triple tops and bottoms work exactly like head and shoulder. The only difference is that if it's head and shoulder, the head will be more projected. If aside that, it's still the same thing. But the only difference, like I said, is head will project above the shoulder. But if it's triple top, it will hit it 3 times, just like head and shoulder will. Only that the head will be the same level as the shoulders. So it's still a kind of the same pattern. So price made that triple top, and price has broken out below the neckline, getting ready for a massive bearish movement. But currently, price also is testing. Price is testing the previous resistance turned support. You can see there's a resistance here. Let's go back to the weekly time frame and confirm further levels. Okay, it's actually a key level. There is a support, turned resistance, and turned support back again. That's the key level. And you can see that price has reacted around that same level many times in the past. So that's a very strong level, where price is at the moment. So when price touched that place, some hours ago, there was a slight reaction, and that is what has led to this slight bullish movement. And also, when the data from the United Kingdom by 7 came out good for the pound, it led to a bullish movement. So we're experiencing some retracement on this instrument. Maybe price may go to retest this trend line, but ultimately, price is expected to break out downwards and target this new zone. Now, all this may not happen today. I'm just giving you the outlook I have. I have a long-term kind of bearish outlook on the GBP USD. So if the data from the US this afternoon, or sorry, tonight rather, comes out good for the dollar, that may also help to trigger that downward movement on the GBP USD, possibly before the week runs out, because there's a confluence zone right here where we support. And we have price moving on an uptrend line. So price may drop to this confluence zone from where it is at the moment. We're anticipating the possibility of about 250 pips movement, from the current zone to this particular place I just showed you. So I'm holding that view on the dollar. Let's just see how it evolves. All right, I think I'll just need to stop here. For those who are just joining us, let me just read it to recap. We're bullish on the GBP card. Oh, it's already 7:31. Pardon me. So let's go back to that GBP card that I showed us. We're bullish on GBP card, we are bearish on the UGPY, both of them on 1 hour. All right, this is GBP card. Let's go down to 20 minutes. Okay, so we have a clear candle above the trend line. So that's a good one. So you can trigger a buy on the GBP card. So let me, for the benefit of those who might be new, buy GBP card at CMP. CMP means current market price. Anytime you see CMP, it means current market price, the price in the market now, or just say buy GBP card now, you know, take profits at 1.84361, stop loss stop loss. All right, so how do we calculate our stop loss? We're having a TP 50 over there. We're looking at this recent low, and I use that as our stop loss area. So we're seeing some light retracement, so I'll do a buy stop order instead of CMP. Then the price is retracing, it means it's not having sufficient strength at the moment to push the price. These are the things you look out for. You don't just jump on the trade. I want to get at this 14 pips instead of the 50 we were looking at before. I'll be looking at 10 pips above the recent high. Okay, and then I got it. So that anytime volatility returns, it will just trigger itself upwards. All right. So I got that. So we have a buy stop, GV card, buy stop. Buy stop at 1.83962. Take profit at 1.84361. Right. Then stop loss. Okay, so I'll be looking at maybe a ratio, risk reward ratio 1 to 2 on this one. At this level. So stop loss will be at 1.83703. All right, so I'm going to post it right now. And you're expected to trade with caution. I'm dropping it right away, so just pick it up from there. GV card buy stop. Okay. I think I made a mistake. Let me delete them. 1.83962. Okay. All right, so that's it. You can take the GHU card trade call there. I also try to post it in the 5X group. If you are not on the 5X group, you're missing a lot. You're missing a lot. You're missing a lot. I can't overemphasize that. If you're not on the 5X group, you're really missing a lot. Reach out to your account manager and how to be a part of that group. 5X means we're dropping quality signals that can help you account to times 5 of what you fund. A word of caution is not in a month. So don't think, oh, they said it's a month. We didn't say it's a month, it's over a period. To do that in a month can be, even though it's possible, it would be like having unrealistic expectation, but it's over a period. All right, so let me respond to the request I'm seeing here. Joshua Corey, gold, please. So I'll check gold. We only post on the WhatsApp group, Infinix or X or 6. Okay, I might post on one of those other groups. It's all right. It's not a big deal. The Rhoda is asking me to check Euro USD. Okay. Come in. Let me quickly post on the other group as requested, but I will need it to take me some seconds because I have to format it. I can't post it raw like I did for this one. I need to put other parameters. So give me some few seconds to do that. Just some few seconds and I'll put all the parameters and we're done. Don't just start now. Okay. And finally, the private group. But you get more signals on the 5X. So that's it. All right, so I'm done with that. So let's continue with what we're doing. Okay, so someone asked me to check the gold and Euro USD. Now, gold, trade gold with your one eye closed, one eye open at this period because of the geopolitical tension between Israel and Iran. You can see it's been in a range since yesterday. If there's any attack between any one of those two countries, price will break above this zone and buy. Otherwise, we may see a sell. But then, otherwise, a sell too is still subjective because there's FOMC today. FOMC is just always a pair that might be a bit difficult to use technical to forecast. It always has a mind of its own. Sometimes, regardless of what you see technically, FOMC can do its own thing. So I can't tell you buy or sell gold. Gold is in a range. So that person asking about gold, just know that gold is in a range. So if it breaks out above this range, it means it's going to buy. If it breaks out below, it means it's going to sell. Three things we do in trading: we buy, we sell, we wait. This is the waiting season for gold. So just wait. Let's see the next thing that will happen. And for Euro USD, just like the GBP USD, I actually hold a bearish outlook in the big picture for the Euro USD, but I just don't want to bore us with all the details. That's why I just skip it after the GBP USD. For Euro USD, price actually is trending down from the monthly time frame. You can see on the monthly time frame, we have the descending trend line. Price is making lower highs, and the third one here. And this third one coincides with the previous support resistance. So this is a confluence. So technically, we're expecting further bearish movement on the Euro USD. And that's from the monthly. We can scale it down to the weekly. It's still the same. You can see that trend now on the monthly. This is the support, slight resistance, and a resistance. So it's still bearish on the weekly time frame. Daily, all right, so this is the one that's closer to what we'll trade. This is on the daily. You can see in the last couple of days, price is see that big trend line from the monthly and that resistance right from the monthly down to the weekly and the daily. Price has been ranging around it and it's already bearish. Then we have a rising wedge pattern. Now, yesterday on the 4-hour, price broke out of that rising wedge. You can see it clearly. We can see a breakout, and a retest is going on currently. We'll be seeing a further movement downwards, but FOMC might decide, or even unemployment claims in the afternoon might give us a force to be. But on the big picture, is to still be bearish. That's the truth. Don't forget, there's a previous support here also, which just turned resistance, and that is what is leading to the rejection candle we're seeing at the moment. So we're expecting a reversal on the Euro USD. So I'm bearish. So there's a possibility either if the unemployment claims comes out, if it comes out bad for the dollar or the FOMC comes out bad for the dollar, price may shoot up and come and form a triple top or head and shoulder before it drops. That is a possibility. But in any way it goes, on a bigger picture, I still hold a bearish outlook on the Euro USD. Euro USD may be looking more sellable, when we use that word, if price breaks out below this particular support. So that person that is asking, I don't know if you're already on the trade or you just want the analysis. We will only look for selling if price breaks this support zone. Otherwise, whatever it's doing here or it breaks out, it's still not what we're looking out for until price breaks below this support zone. So I'm bearish, but we're just waiting for clearer entry opportunity. But if you're already on a sell, I would say hold it, but have a stop loss in place. But if you're on a buy, trade with caution. All right. Big Jacks, USD JPY, Madam Monaji, USD CAD, Kingsley, BTC USD. Now, USD JPY, now dollar is actually bullish, though that outlook still depends on a lot of factors, but generally, I've held a bullish outlook on the dollar right from the beginning of the week. So if you're to check USD JPY, I mentioned it. I think somebody asked about USD JPY yesterday afternoon. Obviously, maybe this person asking was not online then. This is my outlook. Yeah, as I yesterday, a triple bottom on the USD JPY, which will lead to a breakout. But like I said, today trade the dollar pairs with a lot of caution, largely because of the FOMC. FOMC, like I said, can have a mind of its own, regardless of what we see on the technical. And we cannot rule out the fact that for USD JPY, price actually did, despite that long-term outlook, price is the resistance. It closed around the resistance level yesterday. And this is why price is at the moment. Well, this is a technical stuff. It's trading at a resistance level. Now, I'm not saying sell, but you may watch out for the unemployment in at 130. The data comes out bad for the dollar. It's only on that account. Sell. But for now, just hold on and watch. Just hold on and watch what's happening to it. USD card. USD card is a low range at the moment. It's not around any support, it's not around any resistance, it's not around any trend line. It was around the previous support resistance, rather resistance on support earlier in the week. But it seems to have broken a little. Let's confirm again. Okay, I think it's still around that previous resistance. This is support. Okay, it's back. Okay, it's still around that previous resistance on support. But it's not around the confluence of a trend line. So let's remove the trend line. Okay, this is a weekly time frame. Let's go down to the daily. And you can see we seem to be having some conflict here. USDJPY looks like it's bearish, USD card looks like it's bullish. When those kind of thing is happening, as I said, the dollar, be very, very careful of trading any major currency today because there seems to be a lot of instability around the US dollar. This is giving us a bullish outlook, while USDJPY is giving possibly a bearish outlook. Are they both wrong? No, they're not both wrong. This is the data that will determine. We have two major events today on the dollar. The unemployment claims by 130 and the FOMC by 7. So if this is what is going to happen, if the data for unemployment claims comes out bad for the dollar, USDJPY will sell while the USD card may just come down again to retest. This is already a falling wedge and it's trying to form an inverse head and shoulder before launching, further upwards. So if the data comes out bad, price may just come and retest this trend line well before it looks at an opportunity to break out. And the data comes out good for the dollar, this will shoot up immediately. While USDJPY too may shoot up. So trade the dollar with a lot of caution. It's not having one direct, clear-cut direction. So when such happens, we just watch. We watch. It's not like what is happening to gold. It's not all the time you have that top-notch setup when it's not so clear. The best thing you can do is just stay on the sideline and watch. Or most importantly, or better still, just stick with the analysis I've given. My key setup today is that GBP card. It's bullish. If you are not yet on a trade on all these instruments you are asking about, please put your attention on the GBP card. It has nothing to do with the dollar and it's an intraday setup. But all these dollar instruments, we don't have much clarity around them as we speak at the moment. So I'm neither bullish nor bearish on this one. Let's just be neutral on these dollar instruments for now. And finally, BTC USD.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm very grateful.
You're welcome.
Thank
you. BTC USD. BTC USD is ranging on the monthly time, weekly time frame. It's ranging. Okay, what I mean by is ranging, when you have candles that are not clear cut, it's neither buying or selling. This is a range. So on the weekly time frame, we have a range on the BTC USD, and that range is happening around a resistance level. So this instrument might be getting ready for some retracement. Yes, we are on the bull run. Bull run doesn't mean it to just be buying. You buy a little, it will buy more, sell a little, buy more, sell a little. So I'm thinking it's getting ready for some, retracements. May not really be a complete reversal, maybe some retracements. And that on the weekly, on the daily, we can see we had a reversal candlestick yesterday. We had a reversal candlestick yesterday. We're trying to draw a trend line right here. So we'll be looking at two things. Two things could happen here, not just one. Even though we had a reversal, let's go over to 4 hour and 1 hour. There's a previous support here on the 4 hour, which, yeah. So price is reacting to that 4 hour support also. So if at all we're going to be looking for an opportunity to sell BTC USD, price needs to break the support. Otherwise, price may still come back up to retest. So it's in a critical position at the moment. BTC USD is in a critical, it's between a buy and a sell. We will only look for selling if it breaks the support zone downwards. Otherwise, price can still, retrace to a buy within that ranging zone. When price in the range, it means it's within a box and it can be going up and coming down within that same box. So we may have price move up here. There's no clear cut signal at the moment, but these are the projections, or break below this box for itself. These are the two possible scenarios. Now it's looking like we're having a reversal candlestick pattern here, maybe a drop, then a push up, or a break below that support zone and itself. So it's neither buying or selling. I would just advise you stay out until there's clarity on the next move of BTC USD. So that's for Kingsley. You're welcome, Big Jacks. All right, I think we've done justice to most of the pairs we've analyzed. For those who are just joining us, we are bullish on the GBP card on 1 hour, and that's our major instrument we are trading for the day. I already dropped the signal on this comment section of this chat, and if you belong to any of our groups, our signal groups, I've dropped it. But most importantly, it's on the 5X group. There you actually get more signals on the 5X group. All right, so we're going to be ending our analysis session right here. Don't forget, we have physical training at both our Abuja and Lagos offices on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So tomorrow, Thursday, is another training day. Make yourself available at any of these two locations. If you live in Abuja, the address is Work and Connect Building, 5082 Ikure Street, Jabi, Abuja. And if you live in Lagos, the address is Lagos Executive Business Lounge, 54B Adeniyi Jones Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos. The time for the Abuja training is 10:30 a.m. and the time for the Lagos training is 11 a.m. All right, so we hope to see you at our training, and watch out for more educative content from PU Prime Africa. All right, so I'm signing out here. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye. You're welcome, Madam Onaji.
Thank you, sir.